Donald Trump has given an ultimatum to Nigeria, threatening to cut US aid and consider military action if the country fails to stop the killings of Christian communities. The violence cited in Trump's ultimatum is concentrated in Nigeria's northern and central states, where Islamist terror outfits have escalated attacks on Christian populations. Groups like Boko Haram and the Islamic State's West Africa province, ISWAP, have splintered into smaller, more agile cells. These factions carry out kidnappings, mass killings, and raids on churches and villages, often targeting Christian clergy and congregations. The impact is devastating. Entire communities are displaced, farms and markets are abandoned, and civic life collapses under the weight of fear. Nigerian authorities routinely condemn the attacks and announce counter-operations, but local reports suggest these responses are slow, fragmented, and often ineffective. The country's security forces suffer from outdated equipment, weak intelligence, and logistical strain. Corruption and poor coordination further erode their ability to contain the threat. Militants exploit terrain advantages, dense bush, remote hamlets, and porous borders to move freely and evade capture. The result is a persistent insurgency that continues to grow in reach and brutality. But the crisis is not purely domestic. Behind the scenes, Pakistan's ideological and logistical footprint is quietly shaping the battlefield. Its influence flows through religious networks, digital propaganda, and financial conduits that radicalize and sustain jihadist factions in West Africa. Pakistani-origin clerics and madrasa networks have long exported extremist narratives, and analysts point to their role in hardening the anti-Christian rhetoric used by Boko Haram and ISWAP. Funding streams linked to Pakistani sympathizers have also been traced to militant operations in Nigeria. These are not state-sanctioned transfers, but rather diffuse networks of support that operate through informal channels, charities, religious organizations, and diaspora communities. The ideological alignment is clear. Both Boko Haram and ISWAP have adopted language and tactics that mirror South Asian jihadist movements, including targeted persecution of Christians as a strategic objective. This external influence complicates Trump's posture. By focusing solely on Nigeria's internal failures, Washington risks ignoring the transnational architecture that sustains the violence. Pakistan's role, though indirect, is significant. It allows the country to appear uninvolved, while its ideological exports fuel instability in regions like Borno, Kaduna, and Plateau. The danger is that US intervention, if narrowly targeted, may fail to address the deeper sources of radicalization. Trump's threat of military action is not without precedent. The US has conducted strikes and special operations in Somalia, Niger, and Tunisia, often in response to growing extremist threats. Nigeria's instability now places it within that same framework. But if Washington acts without acknowledging Pakistan's enabling role, the intervention may be strategically hollow. Militants will continue to receive ideological and financial support from abroad, even as local cells are disrupted. The persecution of Christians in Nigeria is not just a humanitarian crisis, it is a geopolitical fault line. It exposes the limits of state capacity, the reach of transnational jihad, and the blind spots in Western counter-terrorism strategy. Pakistan's quiet involvement is a reminder that the battlefield is broader than Nigeria's borders. For Trump's warning to carry weight, it must be backed by a recalibrated understanding of who is truly behind the violence and how far their influence extends.